Hi everybody. Today's lesson is going to be about words that can be both a noun and a verb. So before we get into those examples, let's recall and refresh what a noun and a verb are. A noun is a person, place, or thing. Students, my house, this remote. Those are all nouns. A verb is an action. So running is an action, teaching, speaking, listening. We can also just say to listen, to talk, to teach, to learn. Those are all actions, so those are all verbs. When you are determining if a word is a noun or a verb, because of the ones that can be both, you will need to use something called context clues. That means the other words in the sentence. So we know that in a basic sentence, you have a subject and a verb. So when you're looking at these words that can be both noun or verb, or subject or verb, in some cases, you can decide which one is being used based on the rest of the sentence. If there is already a subject, you're probably using the word as a verb. If there's already a verb, and if your word is at the beginning, maybe it's being used as a noun. So let's see a few for practice. Smell. Probably initially you're thinking smell. That's an action, right? To smell something. To smell the flowers, to smell the food that's in the kitchen. Those are actions. But what if I say, what is that smell? Now it's a noun. Now it's a thing. I want to know what smells good. I can smell something. That's an action. But if I'm saying, what is that smell, or the smell, that's a noun. It becomes a thing at that point. Here's another good example. Love. I love you. I love my daughter. That's an action. I'm telling you how I feel, but I'm telling you an action. The subject is I, the verb is love. If I say, my love is unconditional, my love is now a noun. It's a thing. It's the subject of the sentence. All right. Now here's one where the pronunciation will change if you use a noun or if you use a verb. So let's see. How do you hear that word right now in your head? How did you read? How did you hear it? I'll give you two examples. Don't make excuses for not finishing your homework. That's a noun. It's a thing. Excuse. When you say, oh, I forgot. I was tired. My dog ate my homework. That's an excuse. It's a thing. But if I say, the teacher will not excuse you from the test, even if you are late, now it's a verb. It's something the teacher will or will not do. It's an action. Excuse. To excuse. That means letting you miss or letting you be gone. I'll give you a few more where the pronunciation changes. In most cases, in my opinion, the pronunciation does not change. Smell, smell. Love, love. End, end. It does not change. But there are a few that do, and when you hear the difference in pronunciation, that's how you know if it's a noun or a verb also. Let's do a few and see if you can decide if it's a noun or a verb. First one, I love to fish with my dad. That is a verb, to fish. It's an action in this case. Your order is ready. What do you think? It's a noun. In this case, it's a thing. Maybe you ordered pizza. Your order, which is pizza, is ready. It's a thing. The produce at Harris Teeter looks good. The produce at Harris Teeter. It's a thing, or a group, in this case, multiple things, so it's a noun. But what if I say, the company will produce all the paper for school? Produce. First I said produce, the produce at Harris Teeter. Now I'm saying the company will produce or make. In this case, with this pronunciation, it's a verb. Produce. You can also say produce a movie. That's an action. All right, last one. When you saw that word, how did you say it? How did you hear it in your head? Address or address? What is your address? That's a noun. That's a thing, a place, your address. Please address the teacher as Mrs. Lewis. Please address the teacher as Mrs. Lewis. That means don't call her, hey teacher. Don't call her by her first name. Call her Mrs. Lewis. Address is a verb. How did you do? The last two are tricky. Sometimes it takes practice and learning and remembering these words as if they are vocabulary. So when you hear address, you know that that means address the envelope, address or call your teacher. That's a verb. Address, like on your registration forms, that's a noun. So see if you can come up with any. I have a list of over 100, so I'm confident you can think of some. Or if you're not sure and you think maybe a word can be used both ways, try it. Below the video, write your words, and if you can, write a sentence using the word as a noun and using it as a verb, and then I will reply back and we'll see how you do.